What's going on, guys? It's bigbiggn, and today is a late night commentary. It's about 10:53 p.m. So, yeah. Anyways, today I will be talking about the Nintendo Switch, my thoughts and impressions on them. Everything I'm saying here is probably not going to be all true. Like, I can't be 100% sure. I actually watched, just now watched the press conference of it. So, I could just be wrong on some of the facts. I didn't completely research it. I'm going to be honest. All I did was watch that video. So, with that being said, everything you should take with a grain of salt. It's just my thoughts, my opinion. Nothing about this might be true to you. With that being said, I'm going to go on about the Switch. So, what I seen when I watched the video is that they're not going to be coming out with a bunch of launch titles. But actually, I'm going to start off with the good of it. So the Nintendo Switch, to me, looked like it's going to be a hybrid console. Both a home console, if you put on the dock station, you can play it on your TV, and you can go around and play it for a limited amount of time. Obviously, it's going to be working off a battery. So there's that, but I'll probably be using it more of as a dock console. I don't really go out and game like that. But yeah, I like the idea. I think it's pretty innovative. I think they said it's still going to be weaker than the Xbox One, I believe. It's still weaker than that, but it's not so much weaker that it's like impossible to make games for it. It's getting third-party support. I don't know how long that's going to last though, because with 4K gaming coming out, I don't know if it's going to be able to keep up with the 4K gaming stuff, but it'll be able to keep up with the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 pretty easily, I'm guessing. I don't really know. They didn't really say the specs on it. As far as I know, the only thing spec-wise is that the storage out of it is about 35 gigs. 32 gigs, somewhere in that range, which is slightly disappointing because if you really think about it, I believe the PlayStation and Xbox when they launched was with 500 gigs, and even now I'm running out of space on both of those. So I'm gonna assume that if you buy the physical copy of the game, which is cartridge based, that they are going to put like the majority of the storage in that cartridge, which makes sense. I guess it'll be like sort of like a SD card. They do it on the 3DS already, right? I believe. I mean, unless you're using save state, so it's not too bad. I don't think they're going to be making you download it on the console. I could be wrong on that though. I don't really know, but that's what I'm assuming because 35 gigs is just ridiculous. Like, I saw NBA 2K17 is going to be on there, and on my Xbox, 35 gigs would not even be enough for NBA 2K17. NBA 2K games just take a bunch of space. So yeah, there's that. I like the concept, and I definitely got my pre-order in. I pre-ordered it like as soon as I got off work, which was like 10:30 a.m. So I'm lucky in that I actually was able to do that, because the more I think about it, like Nintendo always seemed to drop stuff like limited. So I still don't have a Nintendo Mini NES, and I've been trying for a long time, but I refuse to pay $150 for that console or emulator system thing. I don't know. I like the idea of it, but it's not going to be worth $150, which is what it's selling for on Amazon right now by other people who are not Amazon. Now, on to the bad. So, one of the concepts of the NES is that you have to use these Joy-Cons, and to me that's a little bit disappointing because I wanted to have an actual controller, but I can see how that might interfere with the portability of it, so I can understand why they would do it, but at the same time I actually just really wanted them to make not a hybrid console, but just a straight up console with strength. I wanted them to come out with something that was 4K and compete with the best. Now, one of the rumors is that, not rumors, one of the things that people say is that Nintendo was never about power, which we know is not true. Like, if you're a true gamer and you've been keeping up with your history of Nintendo, you would know that there was a bit war, and that kind of died down after the Nintendo 64, I believe, which was 64 bits. That's why it was named Nintendo 64. But I believe after that was the GameCube, which was also built with strength, but it was kind of overshadowed by the PlayStation 2 of that day and age, which was, like, it's kind of understanding. The PlayStation 2 to this day is still one of the best selling consoles. And then when they came out with a weaker console, which was the Wii, it sold out really well because it was like, it was promoted to older folks. And this is really why it sold well. It was promoted to older folks that you could work out and game. And so at the time, like, tons of people were just buying this thing because they thought it was the new fitness trend. And eventually it didn't like work out for them. Like, people were just finding out like they just rather work out. And the Wii sold well, but afterwards they did the same thing with the Wii U because I guess Nintendo didn't know that people were the Wii was marketed as a fitness console, and that's why it sold well. But I guess Nintendo didn't know that, so they did it with the Wii, and that was not fitness related at all, in my opinion. I don't think they sold anything that was like Wii Fit or nothing, or Wii U Fit. I don't think they did, at least. So that's kind of why the Wii U was weak. And I guess if you count the portable consoles that or handheld consoles that Nintendo did, they always were about, they weren't about power. Then if you want to count like the Game Boy and stuff, they were all about weaker consoles but longer battery life. I believe that was the thing with the Game Boy when it first came out. You have to remember, I was pretty young when that came out. I was like, I can't even remember. My first Game Boy I had to be like 4. And it probably came out before I was even, like, before I got my hands on one. So, yeah. But in terms of handhelds, then that'd be true. But in terms of, like, home console, I don't think that's true at all. This is something that's recent with Nintendo. So, don't believe that. So that's one disappointing thing. Another thing I don't like is that their actual controller, which is their Pro controller, is being sold separately, and it's sold for $70. It's sort of like Nintendo knows that this controller is not really like the controller that people really want, so that's why they're constantly selling a Pro controller. Granted, as of lately, Xbox have also sold a Pro controller, and if I'm correct, I don't know if the PlayStation did, but they might. But this whole Pro controller thing's been following Nintendo for a while now, and I don't really like it. They have not had a single good controller in a while. Well, I know a lot of this bad is circled around the controller and its power, but it's true. Like, if you think about it, like, if you think of any controller that had an analog stick on it that was actually good by Nintendo, the only one you're going to be able to say is the GameCube. And the GameCube was not as good as like Xbox 360 controller, PlayStation, or PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1 controller. Well, did the PlayStation 1 have a joystick? Maybe. I don't completely remember. I think it was PlayStation 2 when it got a joystick, or at least mine did. Point is that Nintendo's not making good controllers for whatever reason, but they make good Pro controllers, and that's why I've not been happy with their controller things as of lately. I don't know if this new console is going to have a GameCube adapter, or if it's going to allow me to use my GameCube adapter. Well, another disappointment that they have is that their launch title's kind of weak. Despite the fact that I have 2 Legend of Zelda montages on my channel on Super Smash Bros., I don't actually like Legend of Zelda all that much. Even though I bought Wind Waker Remake. I thought maybe it was just because I was younger I didn't like them, but I'm just not a huge fan. I'll probably pick it up anyways because it's like the only super big game that's coming out on launch. Oh, another launch title that they got is Mega Bomberman. Well, not Mega Bomberman. Bomberman, or I think that's what it's called. Or was it called Mega Bomberman? Or point is that's another one. I like Bomberman. Bomberman's it's pretty cool. It's a good game. I want that game. I'll probably pick that up. But as far as anything else, actually, I might look it up. I might have it as a tab. Yeah, I do. All right. Another game that's coming out is 1-2 Switch. I'm guessing that might be bundled with the game. They didn't say it would be, but it might be. Just Dance 2017. Skylanders. Oh, it's called Super Bomberman. Okay. But, I'm not a Just Dance guy. I don't know how that's gonna work with the Nintendo Switch. I can't remember how it did in the video. But yeah, that's what they're gonna be opening up with. Later on, they're gonna drop Mario Kart 8. I'll probably pick that up too. It's just gonna be the deluxe edition now, so it's really just the same thing I already had. I'm kind of hoping that they remake Super Smash Bros. Or maybe even make a new Super Smash Bros. Now, I know they've been rumoring that they're not going to make any more Super Smash Bros. But he kind of says that every game, so I don't know if he's not going to make another one, like if he's serious about it this time, or if he was just saying it again. But it'd be very disappointing if they didn't make it, because it's been like one of their best-selling games, like, for a while now, since Nintendo 64. It's been at least a top 10 game. And maybe even the #1 selling game for a couple of those consoles, like the GameCube. Melee did really well. So I'm hoping they do that. But I kind of like it. Like, I pre-ordered it. I know I'm talking about the negative a lot. It's just my concerns, and the negative kind of took over my brain. I do think the console is going to be great. I obviously wouldn't pay for it. I wouldn't pre-order it if I didn't think it would be good. I would just wait till it was available. I want to be one of the people who are able to play these games when it comes out. It's just the way I am, yo. I'm a gamer. So, obviously, I like Nintendo. I ain't no hater or nothing either. But, just some of the things concern me. I see a lot of people saying that they want the Nintendo to fail, and that's just sad. They're talking about they want Mario on PlayStation 4. It's silly to me. I don't understand. Like, even if this does fail, I do think that Nintendo will come back, and I think if they did fail, then they'll start coming out with the stronger consoles. And I also see that people are saying that this is just a portable console with a 2.5 to 3 hour battery life, which is kind of true. It's a hybrid, but you can also play it on a dock station, like I said earlier. So it's a hybrid, but it's different. Like, you can play games like NBA 2K17. You can't do that with your PlayStation. You can't go outside. You can't go to work and play your NBA 2K game. It's just not possible. Granted, it probably play weaker, but at least you're able to play it anywhere. You feel me? Anyways, I like the concept. I'm sorry I talked about all the negative so much. It's just things that concern me. And yeah, it's been bigbiggn, and this video was finished at 11:07 p.m. So let's see if we can get this up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up today, but I'll probably be able to get up by 1 o'clock. 2 hours from now. Because I got to record a gameplay of it. But yeah, it's been bigbiggn. If you like the video, drop a like. If you dislike the video, drop a dislike. And as always, leave a comment. Bye!